Okay, like the other day, I tried to move quickly through this so that you had the other day as a work period. I think that works best, even if it means I go a little too fast on one or two things, but you let me know as we go along, okay? Now, in theory, Unit 1 should be the hardest one to review because it's the oldest. This is stuff from September, October, except something interesting will have happened. Your algebra skills, because of quadratics, your algebra skills are probably much improved, and a lot of the stuff that might have caused you problems in Unit 1 and 2 won't anymore. So even though you don't remember it, when I do things like move things around and make things, go from positive to negative and sub things in, you might find that part a lot easier, and then you'll look at lines and go, wait, this stuff was easier, but I didn't think so at the time. But now that I look back, it is. So don't be surprised that happens. Okay, the units we'll be covering are linear systems and coordinate geometry. The date of the CCA is Friday. Shh. No side talking today. Let me land this thing. Only 40 marks, so we really are not stressing on that day because it's not, as time goes by, each of these pieces gets to be worth less of the total. They're really supposed to be practice runs for the exam. You're really supposed to, during the culminating, go, I don't know how to do this one. I better make sure I look this over for the exam. And then when you get the marks back from me, which you're getting the marks back as we go, you really want to see them. I know, but I know something else. During exams, whether it's now, grade 11, grade 12, or university, don't look back. Look forward. Keep looking forward, and then when we get a moment, when we get a breath, then we'll look back and get ready for the exam. The stuff we've already done, trig, doesn't matter right now. Quadratics doesn't matter right now. Once we finish this, then those things matter because we want to get ready for the exam. Focus here. Acceptable materials in your own handwriting, practice or unit tests for each of the first two chapters, if you can find them. Hopefully you can find them in those messes you call binders. This booklet you can bring, and the one-page study sheet you can prepare. Okay, so there's questions in here and so on. If you can't find your own test, you can get me to print a blank one tomorrow. You can go to the website. It's got all the solutions there. You could write them out as good practice for both this and the exam. Okay, let's roll. Linear systems. Here's some things we did. Determine the point of intersection or the solution to a linear system by graphing. We graphed two lines and just looked where they met. The easiest thing we had done. Substitution, elimination. Hopefully at least the words come back. You go, oh yeah, substitution, elimination. I'm going to review them here. Substitution, elimination. Questions may ask for a specific method. If I say do this by substitution, you can't have all the marks if you do elimination. Yeah, you got to do it the way I say. I've never gone out of my way to make you do the harder way. Like, oh, this question would be much easier with elimination, and I make you do substitution. I'm always, if there was a better way, you're free to use the better way. We give you choice sometimes. Remember, all these problems can be checked using left side, right side check. Do you remember that? You can sub them back in and see if they work. When completing word problems, you'll be instructed to use either substitution or elimination. You'll say, go ahead and use substitution or elimination. In fact, the wording, we even changed it last night. We changed the wording to say, trial and error will not get full marks. There are some questions here that are so easy that you could do them without any of the methods I've taught. So then why do we do those questions like that? We talked about that. We talked about the idea that we'll do them with easy numbers now. We won't torture you with crazy numbers. But we're trying to learn the method so that when the crazy numbers come up, we got a way. Okay? So you got to use our ways. Not because we're math nerds. No. Because we want you to be ready when the questions get tougher. Word problems require let statements, work, and therefore statements. And be careful with the algebra. It can be easy to make a minor mistake. Of course it can. Solve the following linear systems by graphing. Did you not get one yesterday? Which of these lines is already set up and ready to go for graphing? The first one, because it already says y equals mx plus b. Yes? There's the y-intercept. There's the slope. All ready to go. Let's graph it together. It's really a grade 9 skill to graph lines when they're in y equals mx plus b form. But let's review it again. On the y-axis, y-intercept is 5. The slope is negative 3. Oh, you mean he didn't get one? Yeah, I did. She's so kind, isn't she? That's good. Everybody would have one because they're all gone now. Where's yours?
You lost it already? No. This is fine. Just don't want to like.
Do you want me to light it on for you? That would solve your problem.
No, you can't find it. The reason for this mess is because like it's the end of the semester, so like that's how.
Okay.
Yeah, that.
This is how I run out of sheets. People like you who take multiple copies.
Tristan, I don't want to hear it, man. I don't want to hear it, man. I don't want to hear it, Tristan. Hey, this is I can't find it here. If you have another one, I'd appreciate it. I think it's in my home. Israel. David, what's the other one? It's rise over. Yeah, what's your high score? So it rises -3. It goes to the right. Oh, Israel.
Shh.
I didn't know you had a laptop.
Okay. On we go. Hey, you didn't need me. You didn't need me. You could have been graphing these. Slope -3. I thought slope was rise over run. -3 over 1. So down 3 over 1. Down 3 over 1. Down 3 over 1.
Wait, why?
Shh. I'm not talking over you. I know there's a delay there, but you just have to go, okay, there's a delay. I'll be okay. I don't have to talk immediately. I can just wait and see what happens here, okay? There's the first line, and you need to label it. Y equals -3x plus 1, okay? Is the second line ready to be graphed? Yeah, tell us. What do we do to the second one?
First you have to.
Shh. This is all happening because I'm trying to print one out for you. Shh.
You have to isolate y. So you're going to put the negative x on the other side.
Yeah.
And make it positive x minus 18, and then you divide both sides by 2.
Which is a little awkward, right? But not too bad. So what does it become?
It becomes 1 over 2, or 0.5 x minus 9.
Good. Good stuff. So the y-intercept's 9, or -9. Rise 1, run 2. Rise 1, run 2. And usually in grade 10, we rig these up to work out to a nice number. But it doesn't have to be that way. If it doesn't hit a nice number, you just estimate with decimals. You just go, okay, looks like about 3.5 and 2.5. But this one goes through a nice whole number. You can label this -x plus 2y equals -18. Therefore, the point of intersection is 4, -7. Can you double check that I got that right while I log in over here and try and get something printed out for a friend? Shh. Shh. Once again, every delay is not your moment for talking. We're trying to land this today. Remember, it doesn't make any difference to me if we land it today. I'm trying to land it for you. So don't talk. Just look at the next question and go, do I know what I'm doing here? Do you need more time here?
I actually do not understand like the first.
Good. Solve by substitution. Who remembers what you're looking for substitution? Do you know what you're looking for?
The first unknown. The first unknown.
An unknown?
Yes.
Which unknown? There's one unknown in here in substitution that you want. You want one that's going to be easy to deal with.
I think y in this.
Yeah, this one. So I'm going to label these 1 and 2. And we're going to rearrange 2 because it's got the best or the easiest variable to rearrange for, because that y doesn't have a coefficient. So it says 2x plus y equals -3. I can very easily, by moving the 2x over, isolate for y. Why do I care? Plug? Yeah, you don't plug it into the same equation again. You plug it into the other equation. Now, I did this slowly, and not because you're not bright, but because I really want to focus on where the mathematics is here. Here's where the mathematics is. Here's the first equation. Into 1. 3. Yes? Stick with me. It's slow on purpose. X. Good? Plus 4. Bracket, not y. Don't write y. Write what y is, what you found out y to be. Y is -2x minus 3. And let's just pause and savor what has been achieved. What has now been achieved? What's special about this equation versus the other one? Y is substituted, but what does that mean as far as this structure of this equation? What's in this equation now?
The only unknown is x.
The only unknown is x now. We took 2 equations and 2 unknowns, and we put them together and made 1 equation and 1 unknown. This method actually can be moved up. If they give you a question with 3 equations with 3 unknowns, you can use this exact method to just work your way down and turn the 3 by 3 into a 2 by 2 into a 1 by 1. Okay? Later. For now, we'll just do 2 by 2 to 1 by 1. And hopefully you know these steps. So I'll do them pretty quickly and give you time to copy them down and complain if I happen to make a little mistake or if there's a part you don't understand. 3x minus 8x minus 12. Ooh.
Wait, it's negative.
It's coming out to yep, I'm with you. I'm with you. I dropped the ball on purpose here. We try to make them work out to nice numbers for you. Is the world about nice numbers? No. Yeah, shh, just listen. Just listen to the words. I promise I'm telling you stuff. Listen, if this happens to you on the test, you better double check. Not that we couldn't put fractions on there, but we normally don't. Normally it's something's gone wrong. What's gone wrong here?
No, I just wanted to let you know that you put a 7.
I know, that's exactly what I was talking about. That's exactly what I was trying to teach.
It's because it doesn't divide. Seriously.
Yeah, it doesn't divide, so I'm like, did I do something wrong? Not that it can't happen in the world. It can happen that the numbers aren't nice. But generally in grade 10, we try to protect you from that. So that was a -7. So this wasn't a 19. Shh, shh, shh. Let me do it.
Or maybe you just made a mistake and you shut the code right up by saying
Yeah, hard to tell, isn't it?
yeah.
Is he this clever? Or is he this clever? Or is he this clever, trying to look this clever?
I just
Dun, 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 yeah.
Mr. Todd, isn't this, when you were first teaching this unit, you would sometimes add instead of subtract?
No. Yes, I know exactly what you mean, and we're almost there. Just give it another couple minutes, okay? I know exactly what you're talking about. Okay. So are we done? No.
You look a lot younger.
Sub x equals -1 into 1? No, you could. It would work. 2? Nah, it could work. This one. That's why I put this rectangle around it, because I'm experienced. I knew that equation was very nice. It's y equals, and now that's a great one to sub into, although they would all work. Yeah, I like that. Therefore, what was our short form instead of point of intersection? POI. So I'll put that here. The point of intersection is -1, -1. We often try and make the numbers work out pretty nice here. Yeah? I'm there for you, just a second. I'm trying to do two things at once here. For my friend who lost something.
Mr. Todd, just for your video, your y equals 2 minus 3 looks like 2 times 3.
Yeah, like that dot.
That bottom right. Just for future.
Well, I hope that even video people would go, I know what's
I
happening.
know, but just for.
I know. Hey, thank you. Thank you for that.
I'm just looking out for your future students.
Future.
You might not be as bright as this.
Yeah. So true. So true.
Also for Olivia.
Do you even think about the future now when you're at this age?
Because I'm so old?
No, I mean, I'm
That's 2 days in a row you've insulted me.
Bro, I'm just
Yesterday he says, Mr. Todd, what are those big giant bags under your eyes? I was like, oh, thank you. It's nice. Very kind.
Hey, last time hard work. Last time nose.
Mr. Todd, you look terrible. I'm like, oh, thank you. That's very kind of you. I see a failing mark in your future.
That's foul.
You have questions here?
No, we're good.
More time?
2 minutes, you're not everywhere, okay?
Solve by elimination. Do any of the variables match up? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Wait.
2, 3. -3, -2. So what are we allowed to do to these equations to get those numbers to line up for elimination? Multiply them, and by whatever you want. As long as you do it all the way through whatever you want. There's lots of choices here, actually. There's lots of things we go at. We go after the x's. We go after the y's. So we can multiply by this, we can multiply by that. There's lots of choices. So somebody make a suggestion of what you could multiply each of these equations by to get them to line up.
You can multiply the top one by 3,
Multiply the top one by 3,
and then the second one by 2.
the second one by 2. Okay? And if you're careful, if you use negatives, you can get them to line up so you can add. You don't have to, but you could. So I'm going to multiply, like she said, I'm going to multiply 3 times equation 1, and I multiply 2 times equation 3. Where is she getting those numbers from? Sorry, 2 times equation 2. No. She's looking very carefully. She's got a very specific strategy. She multiplied this one by that number. And this one by that number. That'll make them line up for sure. Well, I get the sheets next door. Try to multiply each of those equations all the way across and see if you get what I get when I get back with my sheets for my friend. Un momento. Hey, when I started this class, my microphone had a little thing on it. Now it's gone. And no one told me.
Well, I can come there right now, bro. Just so you're not getting
Shh. No. Did you get 6x minus 9y equals 3?
Yeah.
And 6x minus 4y equals negative 12. Did you get that?
yes.
Okay, that's asking for trouble.
What?
because now it's going to be subtract. And subtracting with negatives can mess you up. I highly suggest that we shouldn't have used 2 there. We should have used -2. And you can fix it now, actually. You can go, that didn't line up very well. I'm going to multiply by -2. That way, this is a negative, this is a positive, and this is a positive. And now we can add. And for most, if you don't like that, if you're like, oh, I'm so good, I don't even need that. Well, then good for you. But for most people, lining it up to add will make less mistakes. Okay? So I encourage that.
Wait, so do we multiply by 3 and -2 because like x numbers?
So the x numbers lined up, but not only that, lined up with opposite signs. Yeah? Because then I can add them together and I get -5y equals 15. Try to continue now. See if you can finish solving for y and then decide if you know what to do next. I'm back. I hope we picked up enough paper. Was I successful? I was. Here, that's for you. Okay, hopefully you've been either successful or not successful by now. I'll do it quickly and you can compare, okay? Yeah. No, you should get the same answer. And if that seems mysterious to you, that's because we're finding the x's that work for both equations. Now I'll do my best teaching of the day right now. Watch. Did you see what I did? Does anyone know what I did? I went into left side, right side check. I've done a million of them. So of course I can left side, right side check in my head. You, on the test or something like that, you want to check these, do it left side, right side, sub it in, make sure it works in both equations, and then therefore the POI is -4 and -3. If I put -4 and -3 in here, I get 1. If I put -4 and -3 in here, I get -6, making me happy. I've found the 2 numbers that work for both equations. But I pause for questions.
Appreciate you. Stop, seriously, you have to work.
Wait, how do we do left side, right side? Check on our
Olivia says not good enough. Show me the check.
Sorry, Queen.
I'll do the first one, okay, Olivia? And then you can do the second one? What's the equation of the first one?
2x subtract 3y equals 1.
2x subtract 3y equals 1. We've got to propose the solution. We think the x is, what do we think the x is?
-4,
And what do we think the y is?
-3.
2 times -4 is -8. -3 times -3 is 9. Did it come out right?
Wait, hold on.
Left side, right side. Look. Check. Check. It's right.
Oh.
Not O. No, no. No O's. X, Y.
What if we don't put the negative?
Huh?
Like 3 times the whole. Like, go back.
then you better be good with subtraction of integers. If you're good with subtraction of integers, you'll be fine. No. Yeah, if you're so good at it, just do it. It would have been, no, it would have been subtract a negative. You would have had to really think. You would have still got this. Yeah, you still would have got that, but you would have had to do subtract a negative to do it, leading to the potential for errors.
Would it be 6 plus 6 and negative 9?
You should definitely do it. If you like it better, you should definitely do it, and then show me. More time here? Who needs more time? Well, here's the one you got to worry about. For most of you, if you just go back and practice substitution elimination, that goes well. But the word problems with no equation. 3 footballs and 1 soccer ball cost $155. 2 footballs and 3 soccer balls cost $220. Somebody says, can't we just go ask the clerk how much a football is? Who's actually doing this math? Nobody. Nobody. Why are we doing it then? The tough situations that are coming, I can't do those with you yet. So we do these situations, practice the math, and when the tough situations come, you'll have elimination ready to rock and roll. Okay? Don't get distracted by the fact that the examples are easy. What a horrible complaint that is. Mr. Todd, these examples are too easy. I want something harder. Let's see. Let F be the cost of 1 football. Mr. Todd, I like X and Y's better. When you use the other letters, it confuses me. Okay, that's no problem. Use X's and Y's. I think F's less confusing. When this is done, and I get F equals, I'll know what it means because F is footballs. You do you. How about let S. Me and S do not have a warm relationship.
Neither do I.
My S's look like 5s. Yes? I'm going to go with C. Soccer. You want to use R? You can do it. B for ball? See? We got freedom in algebra. We do whatever we want. Let C be the cost of 1 soccer ball. Okay? Soccer ball. Now, somebody clever. I'll read the sentence. You tell me the equation, and some people might click in as if I read the equation and you do the if I read the sentence and you do the equation. New Zealand, you ready?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Okay, I'm going to read the sentence. You make the equation, and for some people they'll go, "Oh, I get that now." 3 footballs and 1 soccer ball cost $155. You go.
Oh, 3F plus 1C equals 155.
So good. So good. So good. Who wants to be the second? Shay, you're going to do it. I'm going to read the sentence. You immediately say the equation, right after another. 2 footballs and 3 soccer balls cost $220. Yeah, these are so hard until they're not. There's a time when you practice enough where it's like, oh, I got it. You do it. Don't wait till tonight to find out you're terrible at this. Hey, she says. Oh, you're talking to her. That's the 3rd time that's happened. Try it out. Decide whether you want to substitute or eliminate. Do it up. Your choice. Your choice. And then solve this thing out. And then I'll come up and share it in just a second. No, do whatever you want. Yeah. Sorry about him. Okay. We don't need it. Okay. I see what you're saying. I thought you meant like gift for all his hard work. How'd it go? How many did substitution? How many did elimination? Okay, you guys keep going, and I'll do my elimination, and then you can compare with mine. And if it's different, maybe it just still gets us the right answer. Here's me. I'm not saying mine's better. As long as yours works and you get the right answers, what do you care?
I didn't do that. I don't know what you're doing.
Say that again.
Oh, because I did the X.
Yeah, great. Yeah, but I'm not saying mine's better. I'm saying mine could work.
This is what I need personal help here, please.
Oh, I literally copied it down wrong. If you're copying me, I have not one clue why I wrote what I did. It doesn't make any sense. That was a 220. Losing it here on the, what day of the week is this?
It's
Wednesday.
I didn't take my vitamins today, Mr. Todd. I've been so tired.
Shh. I really care, but not right now.
I don't know why you said that, sir. Mr. Todd, why didn't you multiply the second one? Oh, because you can eliminate one of them.
Yeah, I didn't need to.
Oh,
I chose a very clever one, but anything will work. If you did it another way and you got the right answers, you don't need to show me right now. You can show me after I finish. I'd love to see it.
It's like this size, I see.
Did you get 30? Who got 35 and 50? If you still need more time, just finish up. Yeah. If you did it another way and you got the right answers, hey, you're good. You're rolling. If you had trouble, call me over. You got 35 and 50.
I was a bit sub guy there.
Sub works great here.
There was that one C. So
Yeah. Great choice for substitution. Great choice for substitution.
just already set up for it. Oh my god, we already set up for me.
But I paused for questions. That's the end of that chapter now, right? So then I got to do the other chapter, 4 questions, but the last one's got A and B. Okay. Just want to see where I'm at. See if there's a chance. So you're saying there's a chance. Questions? Who would like more time to finish their solution off? You're good? Everybody's happy? Okay. Does that cover everything from chapter 1? No. But that's the main things. There might be other little details you got to look around for when you're doing the review. But hey, those are the big ideas. For sure they are. Still want more time? No? Okay, here we go. Coordinate geometry. Everyone's favorite.
Geometry? At all. How do we do such a big jump so we don't like that?
Let me get through this. Coordinate geometry is the study of geometric figures by plotting them in the coordinate axis. Midpoint, length of line, equation of line, circle properties, verifying geometric figures, and yes, equation of perpendicular bisector and median. But I'm going to do those today, so you'll have them in your booklet to use as reference. So hold on. On Friday, you got your booklet. So if you're upset by perpendicular, bisector, and median, remember the steps, you should be worried for the exam. But for Friday, as long as you follow along here, do the practice, should be sailing. Should be, theoretically. And you get all the formulas, which is just horrifying that we give you all the formulas. There's so much to be learned from just memorizing these formulas. Like, what is this? Where does length of a line come from? Look at that thing. What is it? Square root of something squared plus something squared? It's Pythagorean theorem. That's what that thing is. It's just a Pythagorean theorem. Midpoint. You're just finding the average of the points. You know? So we're missing out on something by not memorizing these formulas. But we don't memorize them. We give them to you in grade 10. We just ask you to use them. Here's how we use them. Given the endpoints, A, B, determine the length of the line. A. Length of a line segment. Do you remember? Do you need to look back? Are you peeking?
I remember.
What's length of a line segment?
Maybe.
So what are you asking me right now?
Square root.
X, bracket X.
Some people groaned when I brought this up, but this actually went well, most of it. There were some tough parts in this, but for the most part, this was pretty straightforward because you guys already knew what x1 means and what y1 means and what x2 means and what y2 means. So subbing it into this formula, on the day I taught this and sent you home with it, nobody was stressed. So if you remember stress from this chapter, it wasn't here. This wasn't a big problem. You just subbed into it. So what is it? What's x2? -2, x1, 10. y2, -2. y1, -7. Watch out for negatives. Easy to mess up a negative there, that's for sure. And I get -12 squared, 5 squared. Oh, y1. Oh, sorry. Jeez. That's what I said. You got to be careful. I wasn't careful. y2, 8. y1, -7. Do it your way. It's fine. I got to show it to everybody. Go ahead. Do it your way. As long as it works out, it's fine.
Oh, that's like no, it's not 13.
Not 13? My bag, I know you'll take that. Sir, can I take my supplements? I feel really tired. They're my back now.
Oh, because I was like, I thought my calculator was broken.
Square root of 369?
19.2.
19.2.
1. 19.21.
Sir, can I quickly go to my bag? Seriously?
I just want to double check those numbers. Shh. Shh. $19.21. There we go.
How'd you get that?
Which part do you want to talk about?
No, sir, can I go take my medication?
Tell me your questions. B, midpoint, capital M. x1 plus x2 over 2, y1 plus y2 over 2. So 10 plus negative 2 over 2, negative 7 plus 8 over 2. 8 over 2, 1 over 2, 4, 1/2. I can see I'm going to run out of space here, so while you're copying that and getting your questions ready, I'll get the next page ready.
Wait, we still have another question. You didn't do the equation on the line.
I know, that's what I said. I said I know I'm going to run out of space here, so I'm just adding another page. And I know you need to copy more, so I'm going back and forth. Tell me your questions on midpoint. Yeah, again, people remember stress from this chapter, but it wasn't really here. This stuff, it seemed all pretty straightforward at that point. It wasn't until we had to use this information that things got out of hand. So we haven't got there yet. What about equation of a line? Well, there's a review. What two things, and we need this for later, what two things do you need to get the equation of a line? Slope, y-intercept. Okay, so do they give me either of those? Do I have the slope? No. So what formula could you use to find slope? Yeah, let's do that first. Get the slope. Then we're going to need some help. Somebody who knows what's going on is going to have to help us then. But we don't need any crazy help for the slope. 8 minus negative 7 over negative 2. No, that's what I did last time. 8 minus negative 7, negative 2 minus 10. y2 minus y1, x2 minus x1. I get 15 over negative 12. Oh, it's not a whole number. 5 over negative 4. Negative
Negative, I don't remember.
5 over 4.
It's not a nice number. It's negative at the same time.
And it's negative.
I hate that.
Yeah, some of them can work out nice. I on purpose picked one for the culminating review that wasn't nice so that we got that covered too. If it happens to come out to not a nice slope already. Is that the equation of a line? That's just the slope. I'm going to go back. So I've got the slope, but the equation of a line has y equals mx plus b. I still need a b. Does anyone know an x and y I could use to get the b? That one works. That one works. Whichever one you like. Which one's better? You like B? It doesn't matter. Sub in negative 2/8. How's your fractions, friends? How do we multiply fractions? Top times top, bottom times bottom. Okay. 10 over 4. Yeah, it's 5 over 2. Move the 5 over 2 over. And how do we subtract fractions? Common denominator. Yeah. So think of this as 8 over 1. Or you could just use your calculator. Unless you want to go on and do 11U math, in which case you better get better at fractions. We don't torture you with them in grade 10, but it's coming. So then I got my equation line. Therefore, y equals negative 5/4 x plus 11 over 2. Which part would you like to talk about? Olivia, which part do you want to talk about?
Okay.
Shh. Yes.
What I had was all like. Never mind.
Oh, it's okay. Question?
That one equals to a 2, but then you didn't multiply the other.
I multiplied this one top and bottom by 2, so that now it had the same denominator as this. So I didn't have to do anything to this one because it was already denominator 2. Then I could subtract them.
Are we on C or B?
This is the end of C.
Can I see B?
Could you simplify it into a mixed fraction?
I could have, I suppose I could have gone to 8 minus 2.5,
B though?
but then I still got problems subtracting mixed fractions. So generally speaking, when we're subtracting fractions, we stay improper because most people find it a little easier. But there's ways to do it with mixed fractions as well. More questions?
So it's not ideal to.
Yeah, improper is better here, which is weird because the title's improper, like something's wrong or something like that. But it's just 2, 3, long 4. Not gonna make it. Not gonna make it. We'll do our best. Number 2. More time? Determine the center equation of a circle, the center at the origin, diameter 16. Formula sheet says equation of a circle, x squared plus y squared equals r squared. What's the radius? 8. These are not supposed to be crazy, friends. That's as easy as equations of circles are when we give you the formula. What do you need?
X2 plus y2.
It's not even fair. Y'all are doing it together, so like, that doesn't count. Okay, like if you're reverse order, I never told it.
Does not want.
I put my Pokemon card up on the board. Fender one is wandering.
Stick with it. I don't. You have to stick with it.
Scowls. You're not a scowler. You're not a liar.
Yeah, scowl. I like it. All right, friends. Okay, Brock's got a Pokemon card right there. How's my drawing? It's not bad, eh? It's not great. It's not bad. All right. Who's clever enough to tell me how I'm going to get this radius? I've only got the x and y. How am I supposed to get the radius?
It's pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah, just sub it in, right? Sub in negative 3, 5. This is the type of question that maybe was difficult for you in chapter 2. But then after doing 3 and 4, where we did a lot of subbing and solving and all the stuff that went with quadratics, maybe you look back on it now and go, wait a minute. Just sub in to get the answer. Negative 3 squared plus 5 squared equals r squared. 9 plus 25. So r is the square root of 34. You can get that as a decimal if you want. But leaving it as root 34 is good. Therefore, x squared plus y squared equals root 34 squared. But come on, come on, come on. What's the square root of 34 squared? Not in your calculator.
34.
It's just 34. If you take the square root of 34 and then you square it, you get 34. You can type it in if you want. Go ahead. But it shouldn't be a big surprise.
So, you could just left it like r squared is equal.
I could have just gone from here to here.
Yes.
Yeah? And some of those things, back in October, you would have been like, what? And now it's like, oh, I'm starting to see the numbers and the squares and the algebra because we did all that quadratics work. If you're not there yet, if you're still here, well, work on it. Because look, that's how old I am.
No, he's 5'2". That's what it means.
5'2".
I can't lie.
I'm 5'11.99999. Could never measure myself and say I was 6 feet. 5'11" and maybe in these, maybe in the big ASICs though, eh?
Did you say like 6 foot on shoes?
Example 4. Boy, you better be quiet and pay attention here. This is the one you butchered. No, not you. Maybe not you. Maybe not you. But as a class, we butchered this. Yeah, yeah. ABC has vertices A, 3, negative 1. B, 3, 5. No, negative 3, negative 1. I'm already reading it wrong. 3, 5. And shh. Triangle. Determine the equation of the perpendicular bisector of AC. Perpendicular okay, what does perpendicular mean? Yes, but physically, what does it mean?
A line.
It's perpendicular to AC. Do you see my ruler on there? It's perpendicular.
I know what this is, and then you put that line down and it has the like right angle thing.
But it goes through, because it's the bisector. Where does it go through? The middle of AC. there's the steps to finding perpendicular bisector. First, step 1, find the midpoint of AC, which you know how to do. You see, that chapter went fine when I just said, find the midpoint. Okay, find midpoint. I said, find length. You say, okay, find length. I say, find slope. You say, okay, find slope. But when I said, do perpendicular bisector, you couldn't plan it out back then. But now, your powerful grade 10 brains go, wait a minute. I'm looking for a perpendicular bisector. First, find the middle point of AC. x1 plus x2 over 2. y1 plus y2 over 2. Midpoint, AC equals, where's AC? -3 plus 7 over 2. -1 plus -3 over 2. Midpoint AC equals 4 over 2, -4 over 2, midpoint AC, 2, -2. Let me put it on there, and let's look at it long enough to see if we agree. Does it look like the midpoint?
Yeah.
It really does. It really does. So perpendicular bisector, I now bisected it. Now, maybe, just maybe, your groans from earlier when we said perpendicular bisector, you're like, oh, wait a minute, I got this. If I want to do the perpendicular to AC, which of these lines, like this is what happened on the test, nobody knew what line to find the slope of. If I want perpendicular to AC, what line should I first find the slope of? AC. Find the slope of AC. Slope AC. No, not O. AC. AC. -3 minus -1 over 7 minus -3. Is the slope -1/5? Just look at the picture. -1 over 5? Yes, correct. I don't want you to think that's a V there. Here, let me change that. Don't get any whining. Look how happy I am with my one swollen eye. Oh, I got to put bags under my eyes, right, Loss? Loss says, Miss Ty, you look like this. You okay? But your hair still looks good.
Said no one.
Said no.
Jessica.
I'm joking.
I see someone else who's going to fail this
Sorry.
culminating. Oh, I'm sorry, that's wrong. Oh, bad form, sorry. 7 more marks off. Ha 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 ha. So funny. What 2 things do we need to find equation of a line? Slope. Do we have slope? Y-intercept. We've got a point to sub in.
You need to find the
We're home free.
call.
Oh, nice catch, Olivia. We don't need slope. We need perpendicular slope.
Ow. Yeah. So what I would do first is just flip that, like flip it over, so you already have the slope for your line. So you're not like confused later, so you can already write it down, so you already know what you have. So all you're searching for is B at this point.
Her brain, folks. It's a little wild in there sometimes, right? It's like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory in there a little bit, right? A little crazy, yeah? But some great stuff in there. She's brilliant. Sub in. Which point do you want to use? Ooh, careful now. There's only one point we can use.
Did you use that side for the perpendicular bisector?
We got to use that point.
No, the sign, the sign. MT equals.
M perpendicular. Yeah, this is a little perpendicular somewhere. Sub in 2, -2.
I need fine shite.
What's that?
Were you not listening to what I said?
Shh. Say it nice, Olivia. Be nice.
Liam, do you see how the other thing is negative 1 over 5? You have to flip it and change the sign because you're finding it, whatever you want to call it, reciprocal.
Mr. Todd, what are you on?
A floor. It's a floor. A little tired there.
You almost fell.
Yeah, a little tired there.
That was scary. Sorry.
Pretty sure they're on something.
Yes.
Why did you use 2 negative 2 as
Oh my god, I have to like.
That.
Because it's only part of the line.
Okay, get ready. I'm going to draw the perpendicular bisector on there in pink. And hopefully you're like, oh, I get it now.
I just want to like crack my back. Jesus. No flippin' why. Flippin' why.
Hey, don't sit there and criticize.
That was nuts.
Can't wait till someday you're back here, Israel, and you're the teacher. And then I will mock you. I'll be like, ha ha.
Jinx, Mr. Todd.
Wouldn't that be great? That'd make my day if you came back in. I'll be your practice teacher. If you're in university and you need a practice teacher, I'll be it. Okay?
And you just.
You know what? It might go through that B. I don't know. I just want to make sure. I don't know for sure it goes through B. That's not the point. It goes through. Yeah, it goes, good for you. It goes through negative 12. Yeah. That's why I sort of went there. So that's why I had to use M. Perpendicular bisector. If you're watching this on a video, you're missing out on something great I'm doing here. I'm just like going perpendicular, meaning a line that's perpendicular, but specifically through the middle.
Oh, damn it. I thought we were time for a power nap. Make it. You're gonna make it. And with extra time. Come on now. No naps. I need a power.
No naps, no whining, you babies. Shh.
Could you do the negative 2?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Questions there?
No.
Last one.
Okay.
Determine the equation of the median from A to BC. You got to know what a median is. If you don't know what a median is, you're out of luck. The good news is I've already got a point. My first point is A. What was A again? -3, -1. And then what's the other point in the median? If it's A, where does it go? To the middle of BC. That's what a median is. It goes to the middle of BC. Yeah, okay, you try it. Come on. Get in it. Find the middle point, the midpoint of BC over here.
find the line from BC to A?
Once you have that, then decide. You got to do something here. Do something there. And once you got that, something there. I'm releasing the training wheels here a little bit. You try it. Don't talk. You try it. You try it. I just said that. So instead of talking over me, just listen.
You have to find the slope.
From A to the middle of BC. No, you got to find the middle.
Midpoint.
No, the equation of the line.
Bro.
Can you go back to the other page so I can like take its formulas and stuff? Okay, thanks.
Yes, we are fine. This?
Yeah.
9 minutes.
Oh, 5-minute power nap.
9 minutes.
Wait, how do I multiply a fraction again? I don't know how my brain.
Top times top, bottom times bottom.
I just put a 1 on the.
Yeah. You do it yourself. Only peek at mine after you finish a step and see how it went. BC, 3 plus 702.
Oh, plus. Oh my god. My bad, John. It's 5-1 now. Yeah, there we go.
It's 5-1. What are you doing for that second bottom row?
Don't copy mine down. There's a little mistake in mine. I'm working on it.
Yeah, Mr. Todd, I have it in like Lions and Ice, but I can't find the B. I think this is broken. Sorry, Ryan.
Oh, no, it's not wrong. It's so right. Yeah, it's so right. That's right. There we go. That much is right. I thought I was wrong, but it was right. How am I doing on time?
I can't find the B.
Wait, why can't what do you mean you can't find the
I can't find it. It's illegal. Sorry.
just like you and your family?
What the? Oh my god.
Bottom. What are you saying?
No, I don't like my fingers being cut.
Wait,
Mr.
so,
Todd, I feel like I'm supposed to be getting 0 when I'm not.
it's because you're estúpida. You're estúpida. You're estúpida. You're estúpida. BC, more like
Why specifically why one? Okay. Find this.